Hello and welcome back to Really Pretty Gaming. Today we've got a brand new Let's Play. We're playing Valheim. Okay, I'm now going to introduce you to one of the most annoying things about this game. These guys. Greylings. It doesn't matter what level you are, they are absolutely frustrating as all hell. I just want to take a minute here just to show you this. This might not be graphically the best game in the world, and you're going to get a bit of a theme with this Really Pretty Gaming channel, because although I love graphics and things that are really nice and pretty, get out of here, you greyling scum. I really like when they do different things in games and different ways to portray graphics. And also, the light in this game is phenomenal. Okay, let's see if this works. No. Ow, 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 ow. Okay, so let's just finish off the last little bits inside here. Let's go in our humble abode. Oh, I now can't get in. That's hilarious. Hello and welcome back to Really Pretty Gaming. Today we've got a brand new Let's Play. We're playing Valheim. Valheim is a survival and exploration game set in the vast procedurally generated world inspired by Norse mythology. You play as a fallen warrior sent to purgatory-like realm where you must build, craft and fight to prove your worth to Odin. Gather resources, build bases, sail across oceans and battle powerful bosses, solo or with up to 10 players co-op. With a blend of survival mechanics, open world freedom, and stylish visuals, Valheim offers a deep and rewarding Viking-themed adventure. I mean, that's a generalization of all of it, but honestly, this game is brilliant. There's something about the graphics and the light in this game that really just holds you. Once we get into the game, you'll start to see a lot more of it. I've played a lot of this game, many hours. There's one aspect to this game I absolutely love, and that is the building. The base building aspect is just brilliant. You can just sink loads of time into it. But it's all down to the adventure as well. The building is only part of it. The adventure is the main part of this game. Anyway, let's jump in and let's have a little look what Valheim has to offer us. Oh, through the trees. Okay, so this is how the game drops you into the story. You have nothing, absolutely nothing at all. You've got, well, I tell a lie. We have some rag tunics, and we've got ourselves a torch. Weather's just changed. Okay, so what we need to do, so this is the central starting point. At this stage of the game, it looks like nothing, but actually this will come later on further in the game. This is where you will fight you'll fight the bosses and you bring trophies back to give yourself new abilities. Okay, this guy here, he is basically our helps and tips, or helps us along the way. So let's go have a little chat with him. Okay, these magical stones are scattered throughout the lands by Odin and signposts pointing towards the ritual grounds of the Forsaken. If inspected close, this one will reveal a summoning place of Ekfir, first prey. He will be the mighty beast. You will need to properly arm yourself before even attempt to defeat him. Okay, so it's showing us basically where the boss is. You'll see what else it has to say. Most of the items to be crafted, however, due to your recent departure from Midgard, will have to recall. You have to recall the true shape of objects. Just pick things up, and it will come back to you, I'm sure. My lesser brother, Mulin, tells me of one that can fashion a stone axe out of wood and stone. That looks like a little hint. Okay, so let's go start to pick up some resources. This is an adventure game, but it's also a resources game. So let's start finding some adventures, find some resources. Okay, here's wood. So as you pick up new items, you see his flashes up here. It gives you new items you can build and new items you can craft. So your crafting is over here. So we can craft a club for 6 wood. So let's get some more wood. That's something we can start to do. The idea of this really is we want to start to, here we go, this is what we want some stone. This allows us to build a stone axe and a hammer. These are the basics of this part of the game. So let's just get some resources and then we'll start to build some items. Okay, I'm now going to introduce you to one of the most annoying things about this game. These guys. Greylings. It doesn't matter what level you are, they are absolutely frustrating as all hell. They continuously follow you until basically you need to kill them, or if you run far enough away from them, they will finally disappear. At this early stages, they can actually do damage. Oh, strawberries, we'll come back to that in a minute. They can actually do damage to us, and they could potentially kill us. So I don't really want to get involved in a battle at the minute, particularly without a weapon. So I'm going to just try and run away from them, try and escape them first. Oh dear. If I can then escape them, then hopefully then we can go about our business and build something that can kill them, hopefully. Oh my god. Okay, finally got rid of those greylings. They're just so annoying. Even at the higher levels, they just become an inconvenience more so than anything. Okay, let me do a bit more foraging. We're nearly there. Let me get a little bit more wood and we'll start building some stuff. Okay, I think I've got enough wood and I've got some stone here so we can start building some stuff. I do just want to quickly show you here, though. We found these mushrooms. So you pick them up. The next big thing with Valheim is your food and stamina. Oh, let's go see what this guy has to say. You have found a snack. Consume it to improve your health and stamina. Be aware that before long you will grow hungry again, so always have at least a couple of different meals ready. This is the other thing with Valheim is in the early days, it's just about trying to accrue materials, trying to build a base, but actually it's resource management. Food is massive. You know, you need to be constantly eating, keeping your health up, keeping your stamina up, just to keep you going. You won't starve, but it will significantly reduce things. So if you see sort of down the bottom left hand, I've got 25 health at the minute. As soon as that health goes down, it does regenerate really slowly. You need to eat to regenerate that back. But more importantly, if you look in the middle when I run around, this is your stamina in the middle. Stamina is massive in this game. It's absolutely everything. So the more stamina you can have, the better it will be. Okay, let's that's explained the food nicely. So let's start building some stuff, shall we? Let me go back to the original central part. Okay, so now we've got some resources. Let's start crafting some things. So the one thing I will definitely need will be a stone axe. Here we go, stone axe. So I'm going to... Ooh, here we go. So this is your stone axe. Crude tool to get rid of those annoying greylings. But also what's really good is you can also knock down trees. So I've just been foraging around for wood, so just finding stuff on the floor. It's taken me a few minutes. But actually another better way is to chop down trees. You get far more wood from it, it's far more efficient. And moving forward, we'll have a little discussion, but you need to knock down certain trees to then move up to the next level. Okay, so I've got myself an axe and I've got myself a way of defending myself. So the next thing I want to do is find a way of building stuff. So I'm going to craft the hammer quickly. Perfect. So this now produces new things. So campfire, wood stacks, that sort of stuff. Here we go. Stone pile, cooking station, and workbench. The workbench is basically the starting point. So you need to build this workbench down before you can start building things around. Oh, looks like we're going to have an explanation here. So let's go have a little chat with him quickly. With this tool, you raise mighty halls and towering foundations. Start by building a workbench. This is in turn where you're able to construct other things. Kind of what I was just sort of talking about. Okay, let's go. I'm going to get these mushrooms quickly. I'm going to start cutting down a few trees so we can get ourselves some wood and start building some stuff. Okay, so I haven't cut this tree down, but this log is on the floor. So I'm going to just start chopping away at it. You got to do damage to it, and what will then eventually happen... Oh, I forgot how slow this was in the early game. There you go. It explodes and basically gives you the resources. That tree has gave me, I think, 6 wood. I'm going to need a lot more wood, so let's get started and cut down some trees. So as you can see, as I'm cutting down the tree, I'm using my stamina. And when it gets down low, I'm clicking, but you can't swing. Well, could do there. So it just significantly slows things up. Hence why if you used to say, use a mushroom, that'll give me 15 health and 15 stamina. So it gives me 15 more stamina in the pool to use and 15 more health if I'm getting attacked. So you see that health is slowly going up. It's now got up to 26. Now, talking of health. All right, let's take down this grayling. So idea, you want to do damage. This is the annoying part. They then run away, come back. It's just so annoying. Right, let's take this grayling down and his friend. Oh, he went down. So luckily with these low level Oh, there you go. It's just picked up a new material. So resin, which comes from those graylings, can help you create a torch. So in the dark, you can see in the light. Okay, let's get back to cutting this tree down. Ow! You got to be a bit careful when you cut down these trees. They roll into you. Look at that. How much damage that done. This is why you got to be careful of that health. You got to make sure you keep it up. So eat lots of food. Fortunately, mine will slowly go back up. Slowly, low. So that just showed something really important, actually, which will come back up a little bit later. Objects do damage. As you saw, it done damage to me, but also it does damage to other things. So later on, we're going to have to get birch, which you can just see here is this white tree here. Now, my stone axe won't do any damage to it. But what you need to do is you need to sort of get objects to fall into it to do it damage so it'll fall down. Let's continue to cut these trees down. Ooh. Okay, so we've got enough enough wood to start building some stuff. So let's have a little look about building our workbench. Okay, so when looking to place your workbench down, it has to be somewhere flat. So you see how this is all undulating. Weirdly enough, there's a little spot right here. I've seen a couple actually now, but come on. You can do it. There you go. So this is now the crafting station. The crow's about to give us some more information. So let's have a little chat with him first. But you can see all these things on the left-hand side are starting to come up. New items I can start to build. These are basics of building a base. So we need to build ourselves a shelter somewhere when it rains, somewhere that we can prepare food, store our stuff. But we'll get that to in a minute. But let's have a chat. Ooh, let's have a chat to our crow friend. The workbench allows you to craft complex items, as well as giving you access to a lot more building pieces to construct with the hammer. Okay, so that's kind of what we were just talking about here. I will show you. Okay, so this is all the crafting stuff we can do. It's miscellaneous, so you can start to build walls, whatnot. This protects you from creatures around that may attack you. The creatures will become quite annoying, so it is really quite handy to do that type of stuff. Just bear in mind that's a lot of wood for one bit, so we're going to need to do a lot of chopping. Crafting station, so cooking station here. This is great. So this is where you then start to cook like your meats when you can start to acquire it. This will get you a lot more health. So whereas at the minute, we're quite low at the minute. I think we have about 35 as our maximum health. You start to eat meat, that health level will go up. Moving forward, those different meats and combinations of meats is how you really increase that up. So chopping block is the next step for a workbench improvement. The more improvements, the more stuff you can build. We don't need to worry about that at this current moment. Building, these are the basics of building our base. I'm going to just build us a crude little shelter in a minute. But let me do heavy builds. We haven't got anything at a minute, and furniture. So these things gives you light at night, chest, storage, and a bed. Bed is quite important, so if you do die, you respawn back at your bed. Okay, I'm going to go do some wood mining, cutting down some trees, so I can build myself a basic shelter. And then we can start to go from there. Right, I'll be back in a minute. Will you go away? Go on, get. This is the thing that's really annoying about Greylings. Ow! Is that sort of like they go to step away from you. It's just so annoying. There we go. So you should get some resin from him. Perfect. I just want to take a minute here just to show you this. So this might not be graphically the best game in the world, and you're going to get a bit of a theme with this really pretty gaming channel, because although I love graphics and things that are really nice and pretty, get out of here, you Greyling scum. I really like when they do different things in games and different ways to portray graphics. And I really love this. I know it looks like slightly pixelated, but I just really love this aesthetic. And also, the light in this game is phenomenal. So the sun is setting currently. I'm going to have to build myself a fire to keep myself warm overnight, and hopefully it doesn't rain. So I think I'm going to have to get some more stones. Yeah, let me go find some stones, quickly build a fire, so at least we can get through the night, and I'll crack on. Okay, so I've just gone and got myself some materials. As you can see, the sun is setting and it's starting to get dark. Soon, my character's going to start getting cold. That affects stamina and whatnot. So what I'm going to quickly do is I'm going to pop down. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to quickly build myself a little fire. So this would just hopefully, again, you got to look for flat level. So this should just keep me warm, keep me stopped from getting cold, and hopefully it doesn't rain. I guess I have to go up here, but... Okay, so this is my fire. So it needs fuel. So as you can see, it's 1 of 10 wood at the minute, so it'll keep burning. So I'll chuck an extra couple of bits on there just to keep that going. Now, as you can, if you look over the top left, you can see my axe, and you can see that bar underneath it. So that's how much durability is of the item, and you can see it's quite low. So where you repair your stuff is at the workbench. If I go to click on it, it says crafting station needs roof. So again, another importance of building a small area where you can, well, small little base or shelter or something like that. As soon as you can put this under a roof, you can start to repair things and start to use the workbench a little bit more. So now I've got this fire, just in case I get a bit cold, I'm going to start building myself a small shelter. Oh, okay, let's have a quick chat with our man here, see what he has to say. Be wary of the weather. When the temperature drops at night, or if you're wet, you will suffer from being cold. This reduces your stamina regeneration. Seeking shelter by an open fire is your best option when this happens. So just going back to what I was saying about why we need to build a fire and why we need to build a shelter. So this is only out here purely that while I'm building this, if something happens, I get cold or wet, I've got somewhere to go to. All right, let's start building a shelter. Okay, so the basics of building a shelter. I can't build too close to this, so I'm going to have to build a little bit higher up. So we'll build this right here. So you want to build floors. As you then build floors, it gives a flat surface for you to build upon. Particularly, like, as we saw with the workbench, it likes to be on flat areas. Oops. Likes to be on flat areas, so this floor will really help with that. We'll go over this a little bit later, but you can see the color. There's like a blue shimmer when I go over the top of this with the hammer. That's telling you the strength, and effectively what that means is this is planted to the ground and is nice in foundation. When we start to build the walls, there'll be different colors. So we'll start to see a green, and as the higher up you go, they'll go different colors. What that colors means is the stability. So when they go to red or just over, they will naturally just damage themselves, or they won't stay upright. So you have to build more foundations to prop them up. We'll come back to it a little bit later on, but let's carry on with this basic shelter. Okay, so this is our foundation finished and completed. What I'm then going to do is I need to build an area where I can have a fire pit and eventually cook my meat. I need to build a bed inside here, as well as an area for my workbench. So this should fit all the criteria. Let me start building some walls, and we can start looking at doing roofs and whatnot. Okay, so these are the wooden walls. So you see how we've got this green earlier where we saw it, and this one's is blue. So blue is fine. It's a foundation piece. You can build upon it nice and easy. You can still build on green. It's absolutely fine. But as you build on top of it, see how the next part will be green, and you can build up to it. The next level, that'll be green as well. But the higher you start going, the different color these starts shapes. I don't need this to be this high, so I'm just going to carry on building a single floor layer at the minute. And let's go from here. So the good thing about these walls as well is they'll act as protection. So while you've got creatures outside, they obviously won't be able to come in. Oh, I'm running out of wood, so let me go get some more wood. Actually, before I go get some wood, what I am going to do is I need to repair my axe so I can carry on chopping down wood. So actually, I'm going to chop some of these woods down, get the materials back, and I'm just going to build a basic little roof over the top of this area here. So what I can then do is I can build my workbench underneath here, repair what I need. So the good thing as well is you can dismantle stuff. So if you mouse wheel click in the middle, this does dismantle it and you'll get the materials back. Most things you get the full materials back, some things you don't, but you just have to be careful of that. So let's plonk this down here for the minute. Now we've got a workbench. It's too exposed. Ugh. Okay, so now I've built a little shelter that's a bit more enclosed. We can now use the workbench. So we go to the workbench. This is where you can build other stuff as well. So instead of building it from how we could do beforehand, you could do it off the workbench. So this little button here, I'm going to repair all my stuff. So as you can see, the durability on this hammer has gone straight back up. So there's no white band underneath it. It means it's good to go. So I got to go do a load of chopping. Got to get some of this wood down. I'll crack on with this, and hopefully we can get this little shelter built up nice and quickly. Okay, so just while I was chopping down some trees, I found this little opportunity that might work really nicely. So birch is what we need to start getting, I believe it's core wood, or a different type of wood. Here comes a grayling. So what you find as well as at night is when you're more likely to be attacked by creatures. So in every biome, or in day 2 now, We're very biome we're in. We're currently in the meadow. If you look on the map, top right-hand corner, it says we're in the meadows. The nighttime, they all have different creatures in. It's how you work your way up and level up as well. The nighttime low is when all the creatures come out and become really, really annoying. Anyway, sunset. I'll have a look at that in a minute. Okay, so this is a really good opportunity here. So like I sort of said, if I go to hit this, it's too hard, won't do any damage. So what I'm looking to do, so if I chop down these trees, I'm hoping one of these, or this one particularly, will fall down on top of it and do damage. No, falls the complete opposite direction. Lovely. Just what I did not want. Right, let's have another chance with this one. See if this will fall down this way. It's not going to work, is it? Okay, what I'm going to try and do here as well is I'm going to try and push this log around so it will eventually do damage. Now, I've got to be real careful. We've already seen logs will do damage to ourselves, so once this happens, I need to get out of the way really quickly. Please don't kill me, please don't kill me, please don't kill me, please don't kill me. Okay, let's see if this works. No. Let's get rid of this first. And there's a big stone there as well. One of the frustrations... Oh! One of the frustrations of the early game is dealing with these little things. They are... It's just part of the game. It's part of learning about how to get through it. Okay, now those stumps are out the way. Let's give this another try, and hopefully this will do some damage. There you go. See how that's done 25 damage to it? So this is working. It's going to be a long, drawn-out process, but at least it's working. Roll up the tree. 25 damage. Roll up the tree. Yeah, this feels like we're cheesing the system a little bit, but this is actually how... There we go. This is actually how you want to do this. Oh, my God. This is actually how you want to do this, how you want to knock these down. Because otherwise, you see it's still too hard. So the next thing we have to do is now roll this down a hill to get it to go into some stone. Well, luckily enough, behind this, there's some stone down here. Just get rid of this, rid of the shrub. Ow. Down the hill. Let's roll it into the stone. Wasn't quite the damage I was looking for. Let's see if we can position this a little bit different. Okay, so this way is not working. I thought it would work, but it isn't. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave this. I'm going to do this one more try. I'm going to give this one more try. Go on. Go, 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 go. No. This isn't doing any damage to it. So what I'm going to have to do, I've got another tree up here. I have to go try and find another one and try and see if we can do it. The theory behind it is you just got to do some damage to it, rolling it downhill or something like that. But I want to crack on with this build, so let's get back to our shelter. Okay, so this is the basics of what we got. We can now repair our stuff, which I've already just done, but we need to start expanding this. So now we've got an area we can build from this. What I'm then going to do, I've got enough wood as well. I'm going to start building up our walls. So you want to make this nice and secure. And later on, once you start to have all your resource management under control, this is where it starts to get really, really, really good fun. Okay, so we've got ourselves a basic box here. But what you also need is, with a place, is a door. There you go. So our door is done. Open, close. What I am going to do, just to smarten this up, make this look a little bit nicer as well, it's a little bit raised, so I'm just going to put myself some stairs just to make it a bit easier to get in there. There you go. You can't quite go that, so I'm just going to go into the next one as well. There we go. So we now have a way to get in. Oh God, that's going to really annoy me. Anyway, we've got a way to get in and out of our shelter, or shelter to be. Okay, let's now start to deal with the roof. So what you would basically happen is as you extend this roof over, you'd meet, or sort of aim to meet up in the middle. But as you can see, there's a big gap here, so you can then put these middle parts on. That gives you your basics of your shelter. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a little bit of fiddling around with this, get this up to where it needs to do, maybe do a little time lapse so you can see me construct it. But one thing I do want to build is I want to build an area where I can put my fire on the inside. Now, when you put fire on the inside of an area with a roof, it gets smoky, so it does you damage. So you got to give yourself a little chimney. Okay, so as you can see, I've just raised this up by a little half level, and this is where my fire's going to be, and this is where my chimney's going to be. I just need to go get some material because I'm running low on wood. The one thing you have in the early day of this game, continuously needing wood. Anyway, let's get chopping. Okay, so just while I was out chopping this wood, we just come across a boar over here. Now you've got to be a bit careful of these because they can be quite hard to kill, but they will give us our first lot of meat. So let me just finish this, get my stamina back up, and I might have a little go at trying to kill him. The other sources of early game meat are deer. They're very timid, so they're quite difficult to kill. Okay, I'm going to quickly have another mushroom. And then we're going to try and encourage... grayling. Come here, you. Right, okay. I'm going to try and see if we can get this boar. It might be a bit early days for this, and I might need some more... Ooh, strawberries. Raspberries, I should say. Raspberries is another way of increasing your health and your stamina, so whenever you come across these, it's always a really good idea just to pick these up. Hopefully this boar hasn't disappeared. I'm sure he's just up this hill. Let's go hunt some boar. Okay, so you come up here somewhere. You can't be too far. You can hear the deer. The deer are not what we're after. That boar is what we're after. Here he is, and that's the deer. Okay, so in my haste to pick up those raspberries, I completely lost the boar. But good news is I found some more raspberries, some more mushrooms. So whenever you see these, make sure you always pick them up. They're good resources to have. Early game health and early game stamina. I really would like to find some boar. Try and get some meat. I'm going to pick all these up. Okay, so I may have lost the boar. Grayling. I may have lost the boar, but I did at least manage to find some more raspberries and some more mushrooms. So that's good news. So at least there's another food source, which is always good. I'll get this guy for his resin. All right, let's head back to the base. Let's start chopping these trees back down again so we can finish our shelter off. So particularly in this early stage, you know, when you're traveling from place to place, make sure you pick up all these resources. Stone particularly, flint when you're down by the rivers and that sort of stuff. These are all stuff you're always going to need, so you might as well just pick them up as you're walking around. The one thing you can find is you can never have too much of certain resources. Stone is one, wood is another. Yes, you'll get to the point where it's a lot easier to get hold of, but in the early stages, you need as much of it as possible. Okay, let's get back to chopping these trees down. So the one thing I didn't explain earlier is when you have multiple food sources, you see the bars down on the left-hand side, you can see the little icon of a raspberry and of a mushroom. So you can have 3 different food types at any one point, and they sort of stack up. So if you go to the menu and you look over these, you see these like different forks. These are different. You can have 3 of these different ones. I think there's a bronze-colored one as well. So you can see what it gives you health and stamina. So it will give you 7 health and 20 stamina on top of whatever my base, which already is. And then the mushroom will then give a 15 of each as well. So that will stack up. So what I've effectively got is what? Plus 22 on my health and plus 35 on my stamina. Stamina is the most important part in this early game. In the whole game, if I'm honest with you, the stamina is massive. So once we start to get some meat involved as well, then that will put the health up as well, and we'll get a little bit more stamina for that as well. All right, let's get back to this wood. Oof. So this is what you've got to be a bit careful of when you're cutting down trees. So that obviously done a lot of damage, but the good thing as well is it done damage to the item and dropped a load of wood as well. So it can be a bit of a mixed bag when that happens. I'm looking to do this and to have trees fall onto this birch, I think it is. Birch. I am looking for trees to fall on that birch. This is how you knock these down and do damage to the wood. Okay, so I've got about 70 odd wood. I'm just going to do a little bit more because I know I'm going to need lots more. As you can see, I've basically been on a full day of hunter gathering and grabbing logs and fruit, and the sun's starting setting already. Right, let's get these down and we'll start to continue what we've been doing. Okay, so I'm partway through the night and we just saw that pop up. Could do with another bite. That's basically an indicator in telling you you could do with something else to eat. So your stats are going to start to lower. So my health has already sort of dropped down, probably dropped down a little bit more. So what I need to get myself is another raspberry. Okay, so this is an interesting part. So I've got I've cut down so much wood, I can't pick any more of this wood up. Well, I can, but when I pick it up, I'm now carrying too much weight. If you look over here, there is a max amount of weight you can carry. I suspect this is what our raven or crow friend is about to tell us. But can you see it's taking my stamina down the bottom? You see how it's 17? You need to lighten your load. If you carry too much luggage, you'll become encumbered, slowing you down and preventing you from regaining your stamina. So you have to be really careful. Where this is a really big problem is, say, when you're swimming, because when you're unencumbered and you run out of stamina, you sink, basically. So you've got to be really careful of all of this. So let me just drop... that's not going to do the trick. I'll drop a little bit of wood just for the minute. There you go. So I can get my stamina back up and go. Right, let's start building more of this. Let's see how we can start to finish this off now. Okay, so this is my basic shelter. I know this looks a bit extreme, but this is effectively what the chimney is going to look like. I'm going to move the area where I'm going to have the fire. It's basically going to be in here. So I'm just going to finish off this little area, put some wood up here so it just puts all the smoke out, and then we'll get a fire in here and you'll see what I'm talking about. There we go. So we now have a fire inside here, so we can now start to build a cooking station. Okay, as you can see on the top right hand side, it's now giving us a rested bonus. So comfort 3 is just, that is the level of bonus you get, and the 10 is for 10 seconds. So as I step away, you'll see that start to kick down, or start to count down. So that just increases my stamina. So you see how my stamina is lasting a lot longer now. This is really important, particularly later on. It just makes things really, really good. Okay, let's see what we've got here. 3. Let's just do a tiny bit more finishing up here. Smarten this up, make it look a bit nicer. Okay, so I worked all night long. The sun has rose. We're during the day now, and I've pretty much got the basics of my little building sorted out. As you can see, I've just put a little bit of small decoration on it, put these wood bits on the edges, just make it look a bit nicer. It really is a big part of this game is the building and making it look how you want it to do. So I always like my buildings to have just like a little bit smarter. This is only a very basic one. I want to build something a lot bigger and a lot better moving forward. But yeah, the last thing we need to do is we need to build ourselves a bed, because after all that hard work, we want to be able to go have a little sleeps. So what do we need? So we have everything we need. So let's go build. Have I got the wood for that as well? Yeah, okay, so let's just finish off the last little bits inside here. Let's go in our humble abode. Oh, I now can't get in. That's hilarious. Okay, that's going to have to go. Sorry, that's just going to have to look like that for a minute. Okay, so let's get ourselves a bed. It won't be the prettiest thing in the world, but we're going to pop it just in this little corner. Bed down. Oh, let's see what our man has to say here. The hardest for the wary. Sleep the night away in your bed and awaken feeling refreshed and full of energy. Another improvement to your home would be some chests where you can store items. It's good practice to always have some spare equipment if something unfortunate happens while you should explore. I.e., if you was to die, you either can lose your stuff or you have to go back for your body. If it's a really difficult position to get back to, it can be an absolute nightmare. Okay, so let's follow what he has to say and let's build ourselves some storage. So I'm going to pop this just down in the corner. Right here. Okay, so what we can do is open it up, and what you can then do is things that you might not necessarily need at this moment in time. Pop it all into here for a bit of storage. I'm not going to need that. Probably all the resin, so we'll chuck this all away. There we go. Beautiful. So this is the basics of our little shelter. We've got a little fire that can get ourselves warm and rested. We've got a workbench that we can build and upgrade stuff and repair, more importantly. We've got some storage for our stuff, and we've got a nice bed to sit there to sleep the night away, as he sort of said. It's pretty cool, isn't it? You know, it's nothing special, but it will do all for what we need it to do. Okay, that's it for episode 1. A nice little introduction to the game of Valheim. So we've done our basics. We've got a place, a shelter to stay. We've got some food, some basic stuff. Got a place to sleep. So now we've got ourselves this little little area, a little safe haven, we can now start to use this and push ourselves out for adventuring. So what I'm probably going to do in the next episode is I'm going to try and get after that other wood, the birch, sorry, and I'm also going to hopefully go hunting for some meat as well. I hope you enjoyed this. I absolutely love this game. As I've said, I've put plenty of hours into it. As you then start to stack up, it starts to get busier and better. And more importantly, if you've got friends to play with, this is a fantastic game. One can be off adventuring, one person can be building. You can build together. You can really combine together and really build in this amazing open world. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you don't already, please consider subscribing, like the video and leave a comment, all the YouTubey stuff. And I look forward to showing you more Valheim in the next episode. Until next time.